Hello, I'm Kimberly, and welcome to the weekend edition of the Native News Update. It's Friday, January 20th, and many of the stories you hear here can be found at IndianCountryNews.com. And here's the news for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. The U.S. Justice Department and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of Washington announced that they are closing the federal criminal civil rights investigation of a former Seattle Department officer for the fatal shooting of the late Native American woodcarver John T. Williams, and that charges will not be filed. The Justice Department conducted a comprehensive and independent investigation of the events surrounding the fatal shooting on August 30th, 2010.
Hey! 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 Put the knife down! Put the knife down! Put the knife down! David 33, shots fired, Warren Hello. Subject wouldn't drop knife.
Shots fired, Warren Hello. Units for David 33.
Under the applicable federal criminal civil rights laws, prosecutors must establish beyond a reasonable doubt that a law enforcement officer willfully deprived an individual of a constitutional right, meaning with the deliberate and specific intent to do something that law forbids. After careful and thorough review, a team of experienced federal prosecutors and FBI agents determined that the evidence was insufficient to prove, beyond a reasonable doubt, that the former Seattle police officer acted willfully and with the deliberate and specific intent to do something the law forbids. Accordingly, the investigation into this incident has been closed without prosecution. On January 17th, more than 90% of voters participating in the general elections of the Shakopee Mdewakanton Sioux Community voted for 3 positions on the Community Business Council. Voting took place at the Community Center in Prior Lake, Minnesota, for 4-year positions of Chairman, Vice Chairman, and Secretary-Treasurer. Results included Stanley Crooks for Chairman, Charlie Vig Vice Chairman, and Keith Anderson for Secretary-Treasurer. All 3 Business Council officers will be sworn in at an inaugural ceremony at noon, January 31st. A coalition of commercial and sport salmon fishermen, conservationists, and a Native American tribe say a federal water management plan intended to protect threatened Chinook salmon and steelhead throughout the Central Valley should be fully reinstated. Their attorneys made the argument January 19th before the 9th U.S. District Court of Appeals in San Francisco, California. The water users filed lawsuits challenging the opinions called for a reduction in water exports from the Delta during critical times for young migrating salmon, primarily January through June. The fishing groups, conservationists, and a Native American tribe joined together to defend the biological opinion from the legal challenges. The public interest law firm Earth Justice and the Natural Resources Defense Council filed the appeal on behalf of NRDC, Pacific Coast Federation of Fishermen's Association, Northern California Council for the Federation of Fly Fishers, Sacramento River Preservation Trust, Friends of the River, California Trout, San Francisco Baykeeper, the Bay Institute, and the Winnemem Wintu tribe. Earlier this month in Salem, Missouri, Anaka Hunter and the ACLU filed a lawsuit against a library for censoring websites about Wicca and Native American religion. News coverage poked fun at the witchy names of the town and its librarian, Glenda. But a much more alarming source of censorship is at play, a software company called Netsweeper. Netsweeper, a global corporation based in Canada, categorizes websites and allows clients to choose which ones to block. In addition to following state and federal laws to block child pornography, the Salem Library also elected to block all sites that Netsweeper categorized as related to occult and criminal skills. Between them, these categories include almost all sites expressing positive or neutral views about Native American religion, Wicca, or new religious movements. A vast 3,500-year-old tree in Florida was destroyed by fire earlier this week. Their tree, officially known as the Senator, but referred to many Floridans as simply the Big Tree, was thought to have been the oldest pond cypress tree in the world and was over 118 feet tall with a trunk circumference of 35 feet. The tree was used as a landmark by Native Americans and before a hurricane in 1925 reached a towering height of 165 feet. The cause of the fire is unknown at this time. Whatever the cause, firefighters fought hard to save the tree, pulling over 800 feet of hose through the woods when they arrived at the scene. Clearly, residents will miss the bald cypress tree, and their focus will be shifted to protecting the nearby Lady Liberty tree, which is around 2,000 years old and stands at a relatively modest 89 feet tall. Senior Obama administration officials met with tribal and community leaders at a roundtable in Rapid City, South Dakota, to discuss expanding Native American and Alaska Native education opportunities. The event featured speakers from Native American education organizations and 2 public comment sessions. Rapid City Native American student graduation statistics from the State Department of Education paint a grim picture. The overall student graduation rate in the city area schools for 2011 was 83%, but the Native American rate in 2011 was 52%. Nationally in 2009, 13% of Native Americans and Alaska natives ages 16 to 24 were not enrolled in high school and have not earned a high school credential, compared to 8% of the total population. As part of an effort in establishing an initiative to enhance education for all Native American and Alaska Native students, the Department of Education and the Department of the Interior scheduled 4 roundtables, with the first in Rapid City. Norman, Oklahoma, Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Seattle will host similar events in January and February. Eddie Box Jr., a member of the Southern Ute Tribe of Colorado, received an unusual invitation this month from Vail Resorts. Once again, Box was being asked by executives at the country's ski mecca to perform a snow dance. On January 19th, Vail's bowls finally opened, thanks to 25 inches of snow that had fallen since Box's snow dance on January 7th. The tribal elder arrived at Vista Bon Express, the same chairlift where he watched his father, Eddie Box Sr., offer Vail's first snow dance in 1963. By the time lifts closed for the evening, the mountain was coated with 8 inches of snow.
They wanted us to bring moisture to the area. And what we think and how we go about it is all of us here. I'm going to call on all of you that are here, that you may think, put yourself in a frame of mind that this continues to what we see today, because it not only helps us here, it helps Mother Earth. We're going to do one more dance, and we call it the friendship dance. And this dance here, we invite you to come in. It's called a round dance, and they'll start dancing around here. And you're welcome to join us.
3 days of blue skies and balmy temperatures melted the offering, but not for long. Vail reported 6 inches in whiteout conditions January 11th, another 10 inches arriving January 16th. Snow dances aren't as common in Native American cultures as sun dances and rain dances, but they are guided by the same principles. Native Americans throughout reservations and beyond are in need, and Whisper and Thunder is seeking to be a part of the solution with the formation of EREZ Funding. This winter so far, EREZ Funding has helped 32 families with propane. 100% of all donations given to EREZ goes towards the propane bill to the gas company with whom they have established working collaborative partnerships. Any Native American living on a reservation land across the country may apply. For more information on applying or donating, you can go to whisperandthunder.org EREZ_application. And that's another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining me and have a grand day.